Ah, yeah, coming to you, entering to this ninth death match. We have two combatants of cosmic proportion with unbelievable abilities. Coming from the left side, we have the one who is made by the creator himself, the one known as Presence or the Voice. He is simply known as the Spirit of Vengeance. He is none other than the legendary, the underrepresented Spectre. And coming from the right side, what is there much to say about this character, this person, this being? He is the ultimate survivor. He is, simply put, the one who killed Superman. It is none other than the one, the only Doomsday. Let us begin. Yo, this matchup, I told y'all I had some crazy matchups coming. This matchup. Now, for those of y'all who don't know who the Spectre is, you better go check this dude out. One of the absolutely most badass, beastly, literally one of the most powerful characters in all fiction, period. This character is unbelievable. It really is. And if you like me, the Spirit of Vengeance. Now, how I found out about him is through a few different things. But yeah, these are two cosmic powerhouses in the DC universe, okay? And then Doomsday, come on. If you don't know about Doomsday, you don't know about Superman. That's just what it is. You don't know about the modern era. That's just what it is. Doomsday is just, oh my goodness, just, what is there really to say about him? If you know about him, you know why I can't really speak about him. Because speaking about him just is arguably disrespectful. So, some may wonder, how do I really? I mean, Doomsday, but Doomsday didn't understand. I bring fair matches. No bias for me. And for those who don't know, if you've never seen my death matches by now, this is how I set it up. 3 major categories, and each category has a few different subcategories. I will begin, as I always do, with the attack category. And then in the attack category, we have strength. That's physical, raw strength, y'all. Speed. Fighting speed is not the same as travel speed, just letting you know this. Techniques, which are always important. You know, what abilities do they mainly have and whatnot. As well as destructive capacity / power. Now, when you come into raw strength, here's the thing about the Spectre. The Spectre, he's kind of different. He's different, definitely different, but on an equivalent kind of thought is the Phoenix Force in the Marvel Universe, if you know what I'm talking about. He's a cosmic entity, okay? Or it's a cosmic entity. And so far as I know, only male avatars have been the ones. Meaning, the Spectre Force has been chosen, or it chooses to go into a person. Usually that person's been murdered or something wrongly and whatever, and as a chance of redemption or as a choice, for one of multiple reasons, the Spectre Force takes that person, takes them out of limbo or whatever. Now, here's the thing. Physically strong, it has, powerful. But how strong, it's kind of questionable. It really is. Because, look, if you understand what the Spectre is, it just gets things done, okay? It's the Spirit of Vengeance. It takes vengeance out on people. It's not out here trying to lift and bench press. No. That's not his deal. So you could say it's definitely powerful, but how powerful Spectre is, partially it's limited, you could say, because of the human avatars. Now, when we come to Doomsday, Doomsday's a monster. Hands down, he's a monster. He is raw physical strength. That's what is raw power. That's what Doomsday comes to bring. Not in an energy form, just straight bolt, just straight power. Because Doomsday was developed over countless millennia, I wouldn't say billions of years, but millions of years, I believe so. And I mean, rebirth after rebirth, killed off in the harsh, very harsh Kryptonian planet, well before the humanoid Kryptonians became the dominant race, dominant species on the planet. So I'm gonna have to give the edge because it's unknown data as to, at least in my research, to my knowledge of how strong Spectre is, but I know Doomsday is a powerhouse when it comes to raw physical strength. So I give the point to Doomsday. Now, when it comes to speed, Spectre, once again, I'm not sure, but Spectre is no joke. Look, otherworldly abilities, to say the least. Cosmic abilities. I'm not joking when I say cosmic abilities. Now, I'll just leave it at that. When you come in, will I say he's Flash speed? No, he's not Flash. I don't know if anybody's beating the Flash for the most part. When you come to Doomsday, on the other hand, Doomsday is built as a character, raw physical power. Now, for somebody with his bulk, his size, and as well as the density, surprisingly fast, enough to easily handle a lot of the Justice League. So he's got to have speed as well as power. Just throwing punches ain't gonna get things done if you're slow. But I'd have to edge this one out definitely to the Spectre, because while it's unknown how fast he is, this dude is a monster too, because he takes the whole Justice. I mean, back in the early days, the whole Justice of Society, Jim Gordon and whatever his original avatar is, it took the whole Justice Society of America to be able to subdue this guy. And that's before he became even more well adapted. You know what I'm saying? Two later avatars, you had Hal Jordan, and you also had Crispus Allen, I believe his name was. But yeah, so currently we're tied up. Doomsday has the strength category, and Spectre has the speed category. Now, when it comes to techniques, here's the thing, man. The Spectre, he doesn't really have any main techniques, okay? And neither does Doomsday, for as far as I know. Now, with the abilities that they do have, though, the Spectre is nearly omnipotent. And for those who don't understand what it means, that means all-powerful. He's godlike abilities, okay? Far above demigod. We're not talking about doggone Asgardian or Olympian either. None of that kind of stuff. We're talking about the creator being almost omnipotent. He is almost omniscient, meaning all-knowing. Okay, that means his knowledge is quite vast. He has abilities in the realm of magic. Okay, the only weakness you could say he really has is to top tier magicians, if not a whole group, or you have to be a boatload of powerful beings, period. It's got to be a whole group, or you have to be a high level magician. So Doomsday doesn't fit that category, just saying. He's a reality warper. He can control, manipulate time and space to a certain degree. Well, what else? Trying to think of it. Those are the main ones. Now, when it comes to Doomsday, his body is known for the projectiles that extend from him, which beef up his durability, is both phenomenal defense as well as amazing offense. Okay, he also, he originally his leaping ability, super leaping, on some like Hulk status, maybe even greater than a Hulk, where leaping across probably continent kind of stuff. I mean, or hundreds of miles or whatever it is, ridiculous. Also, his regeneration factor. Like if you defeat him, you kill him. The only way, you can only do it once in a specific type of way, and usually to a specific type of person. It gets dicey, but that's the general thing. You defeat him once, you're not going to defeat him again the same way. It was thought at one time the only thing that could kill him is entropy. Throw him at the end of time, and entropy is uselessness. Okay, so that's the thing. His regenerative ability, because he's died so many times, is ridiculous. It's phenomenal. But now at this point, he's also, because of an incident that happened on the planet of Apocalypse, Darkseid's homeworld, the world that he rules, because of Steel, not the Man of Steel, but the character Steel, John Henry Irons. One of the things that Doomsday has is not cloning, but adaptability, absorption kind of cells. Okay, and he absorbed the steel elements, which also help boost his durability, and he also gained the ability to fly because of Steel's armor. So he has some phenomenal techniques, but as phenomenal as Doomsday abilities are, I have to give the edge to Spectre. I have to give it to the Spectre. When you start, first of all, when you start reality, before all of that, reality warping, do people understand how ridiculous that is? Freaking Scarlet Witch, not even, you don't recognize her as powerful, but she's a reality warper. It's crazy. Dog, when you look at how beastly that is, matter manipulation and reality warping. For example, Trafalgar Law in One Piece. In his room, he controls everything. He can cut your freaking heart, soul out, kind of stuff. Like, what? Removing my what? See, okay, so I have to give the edge to Spectre. So that's 2-1. Now, when it comes to destructive capacity, power, right? The Spectre, what did I say? Near omnipotence. He stepped down on Atlantis and sunk it. This dude is cosmically powerful. Like, we're talking universal status. I'm not sure if he would destroy the entire universe. See, the thing is, he targets individuals, and usually individuals who have done some things, some sins, and they need retribution, okay? But to come up against him, Captain Marvel lost, and Captain Marvel is practically the same level as Superman, just kind of magic for him. Superman, he's done. You're talking about Galactus from the Marvel Universe, done. Okay, you're talking about Anti-Monitor, done. As long as if the Spectre is fully capable, there is very few beings that can beat the Spectre. If the Spectre's full on and engaged, you're not escaping him. You're dead. You're done. And when it comes to Doomsday, Doomsday is no joke. He's no pushover. He's powerful as a mug. He's powerful as hell. Okay, there's a reason he got his name. Because he brings destruction. He just wastelands things. He rampages. He's chaos. Now, I wouldn't say chaos. The body wouldn't go that far, but at one point he did get intelligence, sentient. But before then, and that's arguable if it holds him back or not. But before then, it's not much. Okay, not much. But before then, he was just destroying stuff. He was wrecking stuff. Would I say he's planetary? That's arguable. That is very arguable. But still, come on. Cosmic, planetary, or subplanetary? Come on, you already know the Spectre's getting the point. So in the attack category, the Spectre comes out 3-1, which might be a shock to a lot of people. Now, defense category. In the defense category, I deal with four subcategories, which are reaction time, durability, stamina, and agility. Now, reaction time. The Spectre, again, it's unknown stats. I cannot say his reaction time. It's very good to say the least. Excellent, I would say definitely at least excellent. he react to some speed demons. But how fast is reaction? You know, I wouldn't say he's known for that. When it comes to Doomsday, Doomsday ain't no joke either. He's quick. You know, he's got the quickness and step for his body. So his reaction times have been unknown as well. I'll just go even because I'm not entirely sure how, you know, because again, we don't really see the Spectre's reaction time, and Doomsday, because of his fighting style, he doesn't really focus on reaction time. Now, when it comes to durability, this is something that's interesting. Both have tanked a lot of damage. I mean, look, man, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'll just go even because the Spectre can tank damage for days, literally days and weeks. And you look at Doomsday, you can already see this dude's a monster, an absolute monster, and this dude just tanks damage and tanks damage and tanks damage and just keeps going. He doesn't stop. So yeah, I'll go even that too, just to be fair. Now, when it comes to stamina, here's the thing. This is dicey. This is pulling hairs. I'm not gonna go even on this one. I'm actually gonna give this to Spectre, and here's why. The Spectre battled Captain Marvel. I believe it was unbodied, but Captain Marvel for days and defeated Captain Marvel. Just kept going. I mean, Spectre Force was rampaging, literally rampaging throughout the earth, which is murking fools. It was murking who he felt like murking. When you had Doomsday battled Superman for days, I believe. He's battled other beings. You know, it's say he can go for months. He doesn't need an energy source. You know, he doesn't need food or anything like that. But once again, falling back slightly on the cosmic abilities, I have to give the edge slightly to the Spectre. Now, although Doomsday can go wild, the Spectre can do it as well. So it is what it is. Usually the Spectre doesn't need all that though. And when it comes to agility, this is a toss-up, but in all fairness, I'll give this a doggone Doomsday. Surprisingly enough, for what he is, I've never known the Spectre to be highly agile. Again, he didn't need it. You know, there's pros and cons to power. Doesn't need it. Doomsday needs it a bit. It's what it is. If he's been defeated by a bunch of Kryptonians, but he can go toe to toe with a lot of people. So I'll give it to Doomsday. So out of the defense category, a bit tied up. You know, I consider them both equal in reaction time as well as durability. I consider a slight edge in the stamina category to Spectre, and I give it a slight edge in the agility category to Doomsday. Now here it comes to strategy, which actually affects more than a lot of people realize. Location. I'm not sure how Doomsday fares in aquatic situations. Nor am I sure the limits of Spectre in aquatic situations. I don't know if he needs oxygen. I doubt that. In space, I don't think either of them need oxygen as well. So they can battle literally anywhere. Except that I don't know if Doomsday can fly through space or whatever. And space might give Doomsday a bit of problems as opposed to Spectre. So if it was in space, I would give the edge definitely to Spectre. If it's on a planet, there's no edge, you understand? If it's aquatic, I don't think there's an edge. So in most situations besides space, it's an even playing field. If it goes out into space, I do give Spectre the edge. When it comes to fighting style, now here's the thing, man. Spectre is hard. You can say ghostly. I'll just go ghostly, okay? Some similar Dan but he just ghostly. Not even Martian Man, like just ghostly, like Spectre. You know what I'm saying? He can fight from pretty much any range. You know, hand to hand, mid range, long range attacks. He can command stuff. He can find multiple ways to kill you. And he'll know how to kill you because of his knowledge. When it comes to Doomsday, he's mainly a close range fighter. He's pretty much all a close range fighter, and there's no problems when he's such a tank that he can dish out the amount of damage he does. So the fact that he can take all the damage, He's quick enough, and he gets in there and he just tears you up. Okay, but it would be very problematic as a close range fighter against someone like the likes of the Spectre. When it comes to fighting like you, here's the thing, man. The Spectre gets things done. At point blank simple, he gets things done. So he has a very high fighting Q. I don't really know of very many losses that the Spectre has. And when he loses, it's to very tricky, powerful cosmic beings. Like, they're on his level. They're on some godlike level, okay? When it comes to doggone Doomsday, he's pretty much instinctual. And I told y'all, recently he got sentience, as far as I'm aware from my research. He recently got sentience, but it's not, anything specific. He has genetic, he's the product of genetic manipulation / genetic enhancement with that, but he's pretty much instinctual. And although instinctual works against a lot of them, when you come into a fight against someone with the likes of the Spectre, you can't just be relying mainly on instinct. You have to know what you're doing. So in that fact alone, the Spectre has a massive edge. So overall, I have to simply give this win to the Spectre. The man, he has power, is godlike. He has reality warping abilities. The dude's fighting IQ is very high, and very high fighting IQ is going to overcome instinctual IQ almost every time. The only times it wouldn't is if the instinctual character is that much more powerful than the strategic high fighting IQ person. Unless the person's a fighting genius. And if the person's a fighting genius, probably won't lose anyway. Let's see. Taking it out in space. If the battle goes to space, the Spectre has an edge. When you look at it as a total package, Doomsday is fighting. He actually comes in as an underdog. Surprisingly, he's losing a losing battle. And the thing that gets me about this, although they've both got some L's, here's the thing. The only there's two limitations to Spectre. One is the whole magic thing. You could say he's slightly weak against magic, slightly. And another thing, but it takes from usually a group of magicians, high quality, top tier magicians. You would have to be a very top tier, pretty much a god of magic in order to be able to really tussle, really throw hands, battle Spectre. And also, the only other limit he has to his power is the human who he's indwelling in, because psychologically, you're talking about so much power. It's kind of like, again, the Phoenix Force, very similar. How the psychology can you maintain the balance, with this great cosmic entity. But still, you're talking about a being in Doomsday that doesn't really have all of that great intelligence in that matter. Great, phenomenal fighter, but at the very same point, you got to be able to think. So yeah, no disrespect to Doomsday, but out of a fair assessment, no bias intended, because it would be a tough match, straight up. But overall, after a long bout, I have to give it to the Spectre, because he will break down, and I think he'd have the ability to literally kill, not no on some rigid, he would kill the doggone with that omniscience. And if the Doomsday came back, kill him again, and kill him until he was dead. So that's my judgment, that's my assessment. What is y'all's? Unexpected. Want to like, comment, subscribe, tell me y'all thoughts. If you never checked out either of these characters, go check them out, especially this Spectre, man. Underrated. Too many people don't know about this dude. You need to check him out. He's damn beastly. His stories are phenomenal. He's a different kind of character. He's a definite anti-hero. He's different from the, you could say the run-of-the-mill DC characters, DC heroes. But yeah, he's an anti-hero, definitely. Alright, y'all. Till next time, day, night, whatever. Peace.